Hi everyone. Welcome to Lispend Campus. Common daily phrases. Unlock fluent English with 700 essential daily sentences. 101. Let's call it a day. Key phrase. Call it a day. Deciding to stop working or doing something for the day. 102. That's out of the question. Key phrase. Out of the question. Saying something is not possible or not allowed. 103. I'll see what I can do. Key phrase. See what I can do. Saying you'll try to help or solve a problem. 104. Can you give me a ballpark figure? Key phrase. Ballpark figure. Asking for an approximate or rough estimate. 105. That's the last straw. Key phrase. Last straw. Describing the final event that causes someone to lose patience. 106. Let's clear the air. Key phrase. Clear the air. Suggesting to resolve a misunderstanding or tension. 107. I'll take a rain check on that. Key phrase. Take a rain check. Saying you can't do something now but might later. 108. Can you shed some light on this? Key phrase. Shed some light. Asking for clarification or explanation. 109. It's a no-brainer. Key phrase. No-brainer. Saying something is very obvious or easy to decide. 110. Don't put the cart before the horse. Key phrase. Cart before the horse. Saying not to do things in the wrong order. 111. Let's get down to business. Key phrase. Get down to business. Suggesting to focus on the main task or topic. 112. We're on the same page. Key phrase. On the same page. Agreeing or having a mutual understanding. 113. I need to think outside the box. Key phrase. Think outside the box. Encouraging creative or unconventional thinking. 114. Can you give me a hand with this? Key phrase. Give me a hand. Asking for help or assistance. 115. That's easier said than done. Key phrase. Easier said than done. Pointing out that something is harder to accomplish than to talk about. 116. Don't let the cat out of the bag. Key phrase. Cat out of the bag. Saying not to reveal a secret. 117. It's raining cats and dogs. Key phrase, raining cats and dogs. Describing very heavy rain. 118. I'll get back to you on that. Key phrase, get back to you. Saying you will follow up later with information or a response. 119. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Key phrase, count your chickens. Advising not to assume something will happen before it actually does. 120. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Key phrase, cross that bridge. Saying to deal with a problem only when it arises. 121. Let's keep it under wraps for now. Key phrase, under wraps. Asking to keep something secret or confidential. 122. I'm swamped with work right now. Keyword, swamped. Saying you are very busy with a lot of tasks. 123. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Key phrase, bite off more than you can chew. Advising not to take on too much responsibility. 124. Let's call it even. Key phrase, call it even. Agreeing that no one owes anything after a situation. 125. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. Key phrase, fingers crossed. Expressing hope for someone's success or good luck. 126. The ball is in your court now. Key phrase, ball in your court. Saying it's someone else's turn to take action. 127. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Key phrase, eggs in one basket. Advising to diversify efforts or investments to reduce risk. 128. Let's go the extra mile. Key phrase, go the extra mile. Suggesting to make additional effort to achieve something. 129. It's time to face the music. Key phrase, face the music. Saying it's time to accept the consequences of your actions. 130. I'm running out of steam. Key phrase, out of steam. Saying you are losing energy or enthusiasm. 131. Don't add fuel to the fire. Key phrase, add fuel to the fire. Advising not to make a bad situation worse. 132. Can we touch base tomorrow? Key phrase, touch base. Suggesting to briefly check in or communicate later. 133. It's a double-edged sword. Key phrase, double-edged sword. Describing something with both positive and negative effects. 134. Don't beat around the bush. Key phrase, beat around the bush. Advising to speak directly without avoiding the main point. 135. This is a blessing in disguise. Key phrase, blessing in disguise. Referring to something that seems bad but turns out good later. 136. You're hitting the nail on the head. Key phrase, nail on the head. Saying someone is exactly correct or accurate. 137. Let's get off on the right foot. Key phrase, get off on the right foot. Suggesting to start something positively or correctly. 138. Don't put the blame on me. Key phrase, put the blame. Saying not to accuse someone of causing a problem. 139. It's a tough nut to crack. Key phrase, tough nut to crack. Describing a difficult problem or challenge. 140. I'm pulling your leg. Key phrase, pulling your leg. Saying you're joking or teasing someone. 141. It's a drop in the bucket. Key phrase, drop in the bucket. Describing something as very small or insignificant in a larger context. 142. That's a bitter pill to swallow. Key phrase, bitter pill. Referring to something unpleasant but necessary to accept. 143. Let's not burn bridges. Key phrase, burn bridges. Advising not to ruin relationships or connections permanently. 144. It's a piece of cake. Key phrase, piece of cake. Saying something is very easy to do. 145. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Key phrase, rock and a hard place. Describing a situation where both options are bad. 146. I need to bite the bullet. Key phrase, bite the bullet. Saying you need to endure something unpleasant. 147. Let's turn the tables. Key phrase, turn the tables. Describing a situation where you change your position to gain an advantage. 148. It's a blessing in disguise. Key phrase, blessing in disguise. Describing something that seems bad but is actually good. 149. I'm walking on thin ice. Key phrase, walking on thin ice. Saying you are in a risky or delicate situation. 150. Don't cry over spilled milk. Key phrase, cry over spilled milk. Advising not to waste time worrying about something that can't be changed. 151. Let's cut to the chase. Key phrase, cut to the chase. Suggesting to get to the main point without unnecessary details. 152. I'll play it by ear. Key phrase, play it by ear. Saying you'll decide how to act depending on the situation as it unfolds. 153. Don't put words in my mouth. Key phrase, put words in my mouth. Telling someone not to falsely claim you said something. 154. I'll sleep on it. Key phrase, sleep on it. Saying you need time to think about a decision overnight. 155. Let's not jump to conclusions. Key phrase, jump to conclusions. Advising not to form opinions without enough evidence. 156. That's cutting it close. Key phrase, cutting it close. Describing something done with very little time or space to spare. 157. I'll take it with a grain of salt. Key phrase, grain of salt. Saying you won't take something too seriously or literally. 158. Let's call a spade a spade. Key phrase, call a spade a spade. Saying to speak honestly and directly about something. 159. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Key phrase, needle in a haystack. Describing something nearly impossible to find. 160. I'm all ears. Key phrase, all ears. Saying you are fully ready to listen. 161. That's water under the bridge. Key phrase, water under the bridge. Referring to something in the past that no longer matters. 162. Don't burn the midnight oil. Key phrase, burn the midnight oil. Advising not to stay up too late working or studying. 163. It's not rocket science. Key phrase, not rocket science. Saying something is not as difficult as it may seem. 164. I'm between jobs right now. Key phrase, between jobs. A polite way to say you are currently unemployed. 165. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Key phrase, bite the hand that feeds you. Advising not to hurt or criticize someone who helps or supports you. 166. Let's get the ball rolling. Key phrase, get the ball rolling. Suggesting to start a project or activity. 167. I'm feeling under the weather. Key phrase, under the weather. Saying you're feeling sick or unwell. 168. Don't cry wolf. Key phrase, cry wolf. Advising not to make false alarms or complaints. 169. It's like hitting two birds with one stone. Key phrase, two birds with one stone. Describing achieving two things with one action. 170. That's a tough act to follow. Key phrase, tough act to follow. Saying it's hard to match or surpass someone's achievement. 171. I'm over the moon. Key phrase, over the moon. Saying you are extremely happy or excited. 172. Don't spill the beans. Key phrase, spill the beans. Advising not to reveal a secret. 173. Let's keep it short and sweet. Key phrase, short and sweet. Suggesting to make something concise but effective. 174. That's a dime a dozen. Key phrase, dime a dozen. Describing something very common or easy to find. 175. Don't judge a book by its cover. Key phrase, judge a book by its cover. Advising not to judge something or someone based on appearances. 176. I'm in hot water. Key phrase, in hot water. Saying you're in trouble or a difficult situation. 177. It's a drop-dead gorgeous view. Key phrase, drop-dead gorgeous. Describing something as extremely beautiful or stunning. 178. I'm knee-deep in work. Key phrase, knee-deep. Saying you are very busy or involved in something. 179. Let's get back to the drawing board. Key phrase, back to the drawing board. Suggesting to start over after a failure. 180. It's time to hit the sack. Key phrase, hit the sack. Saying it's time to go to bed. 181. That's a long shot. Key phrase, long shot. Referring to something unlikely to happen but worth trying. 182. Let's bury the hatchet. Key phrase, bury the hatchet. Suggesting to reconcile or end a conflict. 183. It's a tough pill to swallow. Key phrase, tough pill. Referring to something difficult to accept. 184. The early bird catches the worm. Key phrase, early bird. Saying people who act early have an advantage. 185. I'm in the same boat. Key phrase, in the same boat. Saying you share the same situation or problem as someone else. 186. Don't let the grass grow under your feet. Key phrase, grass grow under your feet. Advising not to delay or waste time. 187. Let's play devil's advocate. Key phrase, devil's advocate. Describing someone who argues the opposite point for the sake of debate. 188. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Key phrase, tip of the iceberg. Referring to the small part of a much larger problem or issue. 189. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Key phrase, mountain out of a molehill. Advising not to exaggerate a small problem. 190. That's a blessing in disguise. Key phrase, blessing in disguise. Describing something that seems bad but is actually good. 191. I'm skating on thin ice. Key phrase, skating on thin ice. Saying you are in a risky situation. 192. Don't open a can of worms. Key phrase, can of worms. Advising not to create a situation that leads to more problems. 193. You're barking up the wrong tree. Key phrase, barking up the wrong tree. Saying someone is pursuing a mistaken or wrong idea. 194. It's all Greek to me. Key phrase, all Greek. Describing something you don't understand. 195. I'm feeling out of sorts today. Key phrase, out of sorts. Saying you feel slightly unwell or not in a good mood. 196. It's a shot in the dark. Key phrase, shot in the dark. Describing a guess with little chance of being correct. 197. That's food for thought. Key phrase, food for thought. referring to something worth thinking deeply about. 198. Let's not open Pandora's box. Key phrase, Pandora's box. Advising not to do something that may cause unforeseen trouble. 199. I'm stuck in a rut. Key phrase, stuck in a rut. Saying you're in a boring or unchanging routine. 200. Don't put the horse before the cart. Key phrase, horse before the cart. Advising to do things in the correct order. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Keep practicing, and see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Take control, don't stop, just let it roll. Feel the bass, feel the beat, moving right beneath your feet. Hey. Step into the vibe, let it wrap you tight. Colors in the sound, painting up the night. Horn blast popping, keys so clean. We're riding on the groove machine. Funky! Clap your hands, let your body sway. Funky! Feel the groove, let it take you away. Funky! Don't hold back, let the rhythm play. We're grooving till the break of day. Shake it up, break it down, let the funk surround. Catch the groove, don't lose the sound. The beat is tight, the funk profound. Feet keep moving, the floor's on fire. Melody lifting, hearts rise higher. Bassline bumping, horns so mean. We're lost in the groove machine. Funky! Clap your hands, let your body sway. Take you away. Don't hold back, let the rhythm play. We're grooving till the break of day. Ride the wave, stay in the scene. Oh yeah, we're living the groove machine. Fade out with sax and funky beats. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ride the wave, stay in the scene. Oh yeah, we're living the groove machine. Fade out with sax and funky beats.